welcome to this episode of Art Follies. This is the very first episode of Art Follies that I get to do in the studio. So this episode is called Food Art, and I got the inspiration for this episode because one time in art school I was taking this one class called soft sculpture, which might sound like a little bit of a contradiction. And the very first assignment was this assignment is called copy a master. It's very common in art school where a professor will be like, okay, you take some master, some artist who really knows something, and you copy one of his works. And we had to copy a master. I chose Jim Flora, Gunfight on the Roof, because I had a roommate who was really into Jim Flora. And we had to recreate this artwork with food. Food is very, ephemeral. It's not going to last very long. And so I chose Cheese City. I made it out of cheese. And so that's how I got this great idea. How about I do a whole entire episode about food art? And what great luck, I have two chefs. They're both graduates of LATTC. Woo! One is Chef Ocean, chef and a pastry chef. That's her specialty. And then also, I have Chef Baby Daddy. Yeah. He is the father of my child. That's Chef probably Dorian. The best thing we've done so far.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, what's the first thing we want to talk about?
Well, definitely Cheese City. Your Cheese City sculpture is so cool. I mean, if you're comparing them, they look very much similar. I love it. And I heard you say that you won, or this was the best one in the class. So
yeah, this is the best one. After that, nothing I did was good in that class except for the Cheese City.
That's a lie. But no, you know what this reminded me of? Especially because you did this with cheese. I actually was thinking about the movie, it's called Butter or Fold, and they did sculptures with butter itself, and they look so realistic. So honestly, I think you basically nailed it. So this looks good.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Thank you.
Fold it.
Oh, that's another.
Working with cheese, very cheesy.
Yeah, it's cheesy to the max. It was super cheesy. Okay, what's the next one we want to talk about?
Well, I was looking at your focaccia art.
Oh, focaccia art, yeah.
Well, for me, this is the type of art that I like. Not only is it beautiful with aesthetic, it represents you because obviously you put the sunshine there, you have the flowers, and it's also edible. My favorite kind of food art, food you can actually eat as opposed to, say, stuff that you're going to just show for show or whatnot. So, yeah, I like this one.
Exactly. And you know what? Focaccia art is actually very popular, very, very popular. I want to say, I'm not sure exactly where it came from. I'm sure it is coming from Italy, but focaccia art...
So we should say it like that, focaccia art.
Focaccia art, right? And no, like you said, it's very much artistic. It's for not just for the eyes, but it's also to eat. So for example, here you have your bell peppers, you have your tomatoes, and you have your mushrooms. Adding all these things on top of this bread also gives it so much flavor and so much more depth. So seeing this, like, you already know it's gonna be delicious. And on top of that, it looks amazing, so great.
So it was an assignment when I was in the kitchen training program. They made all of us, we had to do a focaccia art design. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't intended to be art. I think most focaccia ends up being like a Jackson Pollock painting focaccia art where they just put it anywhere. But you're free to do whatever designs you want. And there was somebody else in the class. Oh, yeah. So other people do their focaccia art designs. Somebody else in the class also did a sunshine. So I don't know. They were copying me. They just couldn't think of anything else to do.
It was a beautiful day.
They saw sunshine and said, we're going to do a sunshine.
I inspired them. When I looked at it, I tried to do a deep dive and look it up. Sometimes it's called focaccia garden. But so they do have these focaccia art competitions. They're kind of popular on social media. I've seen a few on Instagram and on Facebook. You submit yours, and if you win, I don't know, you win something.
Yeah.
It's good for different occasions too. You can have it for breakfast, Thanksgiving, Christmas season's coming up. It's
exactly.
A great centerpiece.
Focaccia's good for anything. Yeah,
Focaccia's
exactly.
good for all occasions.
Exactly.
And so it's so delicious.
Yeah. You'll gain a lot of weight.
Yes, if you're not careful, especially eating those focaccia sandwiches, oof, you need to try one of those.
Get your daily dosage of carbs.
The carbs. Oh yeah, worshiper of carbs. Yeah, totally. Okay. Next one. We want to do Steven Spielberg? Yeah,
You want to do Steven Spielberg?
yeah,
Let's do that
culinary
one.
Steven Spielberg, right?
One thing I'd like to say, that is beautiful for the children there. It's fun, it's interactive. Kids love dinosaurs. Obviously, when she says Steven Spielberg, she's talking about Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park was a great movie. Obviously, you say what? You like dinosaurs, the happy dinosaurs, the Barneys and them,
I
as
like the
opposed
nice
to dinosaurs going
dinosaurs.
around killing and eating people, but this is a beautiful dinosaur. You can eat it yourself. The kids love it. It's great for the family.
I made this for my son, but I showed it to a friend of mine, and she's like, oh, it actually reminds me more of like The Land Before Time than Jurassic Park. And I was like, oh my God, you're right. I think the thing is, The Land Before Time is a lot more browns, like orangey brown colors. So, you know, the mashed potatoes, first of all, the dino chicken nuggets are kind of brown, and then the gravy's kind of brown. The only thing that's not brown is the mashed potatoes and the, you know, the broccoli trees. And we all know broccoli really are trees. So.
And kids love broccoli.
Yeah, of course they love
to eat
broccoli.
broccoli? I mean, that's their favorite.
What's your Jurassic Park one?
I do not have a Jurassic Park here.
Jaws.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't know that was from Jurassic Park.
Oh, I meant Steven Spielberg. Oh, well, you know, Jurassic Park and Steven Spielberg is the same
go
name.
hand in hand.
I meant to say
Spielberg,
Steven
he produced
Spielberg.
that
What's
one.
your Steven Spielberg one?
This here is done with watermelon. This is watermelon shark. This is what we're going to call this one. We're going to call it Jaws the Watermelon Shark. And what I like about this one, it's kind of cute. It's really interactive. You have the little Barbie doll here. You have her legs sticking out like she's getting eaten by a shark. You can also use it, obviously, as a bowl. So you can put whatever fruit you want to put in there. It doesn't have to necessarily be watermelon. You can put berries in there. You can put lemons, oranges, whatever you feel like. This is another one, I would say something like Halloween. You know,
Halloween.
you know, maybe a wedding,
summer.
because, you know, with a wedding, she's taking that big dive, right?
And
this
we
is the
only get
beginning
married
of the
a few
end.
times in life.
And men are like sharks, right? Once we get our claws or our teeth into you, that's it.
I guess so, yeah. Okay, next one.
Nice.
I don't think you guys have this one. This is a cronut. This was when I went to New York City, and this is like, I don't know how to describe it, like technical, very, okay, a cronut. I'm a very big fan of portmanteaus. It's a combination of a donut and a croissant. French pastry chef Dominique Ansel, so you know French, both pinkies out, very fancy, created this in 2013. Fried in grapeseed oil, signature item of the Dominique Ansel Bakery in New York City. This is the exact one that I went to try, and he changes it every month, so you'll never get the same one. I kind of didn't want to eat it, because like with this little purple pearl thing, it really looks like a sculpture. I didn't want to eat it.
A few years back, cronuts were the thing. They're really popular.
They really
They're
were.
really
Oh,
popular.
everybody was
Okay,
like,
it
oh,
says
yeah,
he
cronut
invented
this
it
and
in
cronut that.
2013, so maybe he did it and then everybody else was copying him because it was
Right.
so cool or whatever, you know, but yeah.
If he was the
It's
inventor
beautiful.
or not, it was very popular at that time. and
Could have stole it from
everybody
somebody
knew that,
else, right? And said he did it, right?
Exactly.
What next do we want to talk about?
What's next?
I've
now?
got us on a
let's
speed
see.
race here, right?
I would say maybe the chocolate sculptures.
Oh yeah, okay. He's amazing. Amaury Guichon.
Ooh, Amaury Guichon.
We're not worthy. We're not. That's what chefs
he's
do,
a
right?
master,
For
man. That
Amaury
guy is
Guichon,
awesome.
we say we're not worthy. We're not worthy.
I
Exactly.
mean, he's
no,
on a
great.
whole nother level, dude. That
He's
guy is
beyond like
he's
food.
the real
He's
deal,
beyond
dude.
a chef or pastry or chocolatier. He's just, to me, Amaury Guichon is just a sculptor that decided to use chocolate as his medium. It's just beyond food anymore. It almost looks like it's not edible. He's just making sculptures, but he's doing it out of chocolate. You know,
I say he
it's-
sets the bar really high.
yeah,
He's,
he is the bar. There's nothing
yeah,
really
there is
above
nothing above
Amaury
him.
Guichon. There's no space above him, you know. And he's only like 34. Like, dude, how are you at the top of your game at 34 years old, you know? But I guess apparently he
Sky's the
started when
limit.
he was 14, you know.
Sky's the limit with with that guy.
No, he's
freaking-
great.
he's the-
And you know what? It's actually really interesting because you say basically he's an artist, but like it even goes past that because being an artist times being a chef is actually very interesting because the sculpture itself takes a lot of time and energy, yes, but then making a sculpture out of chocolate, you actually have to pay attention to a lot of different details.
Yes, the heat.
the
for one,
temperature.
Oh, I didn't
temperature.
even think about that. That's
Temperature.
Yeah, burning,
Yeah.
melting.
She's our pastry.
You got to use the double broiler method, right? You don't want to put it on
Yes.
direct heat because it'll
Exactly,
bubble,
and not just
destroy
that,
the
you have to
content.
also continue to, they call it seed your chocolate, so you have to, that's how you keep your temperatures like at a good level. I want to say it's about 84 degrees if I'm not, don't quote me on that, I need to look that again. About 84 degrees that the final temperature needs to stay because if it's not at the perfect degrees, you're going to get streaking in your chocolate, it's not going to be shiny, you're going to see
Yes.
bubbles, it's just
And then
not,
you're going to get that white kind of like
when it
off-white
dries,
on there, yeah.
it looks horrible.
Oh, I didn't know any of that.
There's
Wow.
so much science behind it that this is not even just like sculpture making. Like this is definitely chef work
There's science
times
behind that for
artist.
sure.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
Oh, okay. So that's the chef part, and I
Yeah.
was just thinking.
And
the
what I
art
love
part.
about his stuff too, it's also interactive, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's got the Statue of Liberty here. He's done a big Nike shoe at one point.
exactly.
For all different types of events, and it's edible.
And
Once
it's
again, my
edible.
favorite type of food art is the kind you can eat.
You
Exactly.
can.
Exactly.
That's one of my favorite pictures right there. Can you show that one? Okay.
Which one?
The one where he's making the Statue
Oh,
of
yeah.
Liberty. So what's so amazing about that, so he's a French pastry chef. When he got his American citizenship, that's what he made to celebrate it. So it's super, symbolic, a French sculptor made the Statue of Liberty and gave it to America as like a present.
Yes.
Well, Amaury Guichon, of course, he makes a chocolate Statue of Liberty because he got his American citizenship.
Represent
that's
his love
cool.
for the USA.
I love that.
All American.
And if you watch the show School of Chocolate, what I really loved about it, it was just like, to me, it felt just like studio art classes when I was in art school.
right.
It was like, first of all, he doesn't eliminate people. That's something that always makes me nervous. Like I'll watch a Gordon Ramsay show or whatever, but like when he eliminates people, I'm always like, he doesn't eliminate people. He gives an assignment. It's just like an art class. He gives an assignment, and he does a demo, he works on it, shows you what to do, and then he turns you loose and says, okay, you're going to do your own, and then you have a critique day. And when I was in college, I really hated critique days. That would be the one day. I don't smoke, but I would bum a cigarette from somebody and smoke a cigarette because I'd be so nervous, So me personally, I don't like critique days, but I don't mind watching somebody else do a critique day for their artwork or whatever. But that's how it was. It looked, School of Chocolate was just like,
A powdered bubblegum cigarette, like the ones that we used to have at the ice cream truck when we were kids.
if you say so. But, yeah, it was like an art school. It
Definitely.
was just like
Right.
art classes I had. And when you watch him do it, it looks very similar. His techniques look like stuff that you see potters and ceramicists doing.
Right.
Like, for example, you can see him scoring, right? And then you put slip on it, which I guess for clay, that would be clay and water, Like, for him, I guess that would be chocolate and water, to get the two pieces to stick together. It looks very similar to what you do in pottery. It's so funny. It's chocolate, And I didn't even think about the degrees, like what you're talking about. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a whole nother
So
level
even
of
the temperature of the
difficulty.
room
You
itself,
definitely have
right?
to, yes,
You don't want it too
exactly.
hot.
Especially the temperature of the room, your table,
Everything.
your hands as well. For me personally, I run cold, so I'm like my whole body's cold consistently, which is perfect for pastries and baking. I had a lot of classmates that ran hotter, obviously. So when they were trying to work with chocolate, they could not do it. They could not do it because
really?
their hands were hot.
And then you get melted chocolate.
Oh,
all
Yes.
over
okay,
your
yeah.
hands.
See, he
You're
makes
getting
it
all
look
over
so
the place.
easy because he's the best of the best. You just watch him making these insane chocolate
I do like the part where
Exactly.
you say that with his critiquing, and he's not yelling, he's not toxic, because the kitchen could be a very toxic place.
Okay,
right?
yes,
And it
exactly.
can make people nervous. And if you're nervous in the kitchen, what's the first you're going to mess up? So I always find that people should be just a little bit calmer, nicer, and less, oh, you got to get this done. And that's how you mess up when you rush too fast,
That's
right?
an excellent
Yes,
point. I didn't think
exactly.
that. You know what? You could compare Amaury
Love that.
Guichon to Bob Ross. Everybody talks about, the reason why people like Bob Ross so much, he had this calm voice. And, Amaury Guichon doesn't yell at the students. He's just,
He's there to
I-
teach. There you go.
Yeah, he's a yeah.
And then
So
since
for
we're
Chef
speaking about sculptors, this one is Karen Walker.
Ooh.
The salt?
The salt right here. This is a sugar sculpture by Karen
Sugar.
Walker.
Oh, sugar sculpture.
She's a beautiful lady. Basically, she's a sculptor, and she did this piece here. It's called the, it's at the Domino's Sugar Factory. It's called Sugar Baby, which is like based on, it's got a political sense to it,
Yeah,
right?
political artist.
Because what she was thinking when she made this, if you can see this, it's basically a black woman, and she represents the sugar coating of slavery in America. So not only can food art be used for everyday use, aesthetics at parties, weddings, and events, but it can also have a political meaning to it as well, right? So this one, basically it's a 30-foot tall representation of a sugar coating of black slavery and the misrepresentation of the history of the black woman in America, right? And what's great about it, it took a team of 30 people to do this, right?
Yeah,
30
I
people,
saw it.
yeah, it
Did
wasn't
she do
just
it herself?
no, there was 30 people, and it took a lot of time to do this. I mean, it took about 2 months of full-time work to do this here. She used 40 tons of sugar, and she also used styrofoam blocks, and so it took quite a long time to put this together. It also has meaning to it, so I feel like, you know, me being a black chef in America, right? There's a lot of us who, you know, have done so much for this country. We were the cooks in the White House. We helped build the White House. We was the only chefs all
Ironically
across
called
America.
the White House.
Yeah, ironically called the White House. All across America, Southern cooking, a lot of influences in American cooking come from the black community. So the fact that she was able to put this together, I find, is a beautiful piece. It also has a political meaning to it, and it also represents black women who I think get overlooked in America a lot of times. And in this country these days, we have to represent ourselves as well as everyone else. And I believe in unity, I believe in peace, I believe in oneness. But this here, I think, represents all of that. And I'm very, like, I want to say, I have a deep feeling on this one, right?
Deep.
I feel deep. I feel close to this one because, like I said, it represents black women. It represents a struggle of us in America. And little fact here, it's also was plastic, molasses, and sugar that went into this. So this is a great product.
Molasses was
A little bit of sugar, you know what I'm saying? Never heard. Come
just
here,
a little
sugar.
bit of sugar.
And it's at the Domino's Sugar Factory is where they had it placed in Brooklyn. So yeah, that's one that I'm.
Okay.
Okay, well, we gotta come back to LA right now.
Back to the West, back to the West.
Okay, this one, sugar sculpture, this was at the Getty 10 years ago. And so they just had this sugar sculpture like exhibit, you know, and I found that I decided why do I want to do sugar? I got inspired to do sugar sculpture because on Instagram there's this historian I follow. It's called History with Amy, Dr. Amy Boyington. She's this like really cute girl with a thick British accent, so who wouldn't watch her videos, you know? And she went into this deep dive about Elizabeth I, Queen of England, and like her, like, is it true or is it a myth that she had black teeth? When they show her in TV and movies, they always want to show she had black teeth. When she had her portrait painted, she always made sure her mouth was closed. So basically, she did have black teeth. The reason why was because she was so obsessed with sugar, basically. She even brushed her teeth with sugar, which was so weird, you know?
Wow.
And so she had these sugar sculptures. It was a really big thing at that time because sugar was so expensive. So, yeah, if you had a big event, if you had any kind of a party, the centerpiece was a huge sugar sculpture. And so that was what she had. And, yeah, I guess she was very obsessed with sugar because she was so rich she could afford it and nobody else could. I don't know.
That's sweet.
Oh yeah, see, that's sweet. Oh, I like the puns. So at the Getty, they decided to have, you know, like this, believe it or not, this is a sugar sculpture. It's probably similar to one of the ones Queen Elizabeth had at one of her huge events.
And a little side note, they actually got to take that home. They actually got to take little cubes
People
home
got
at
to
the end.
break off pieces of the
and
sugar
actually
sculpture.
take it home.
Okay.
Too bad we weren't here in 2015, you know, the edible monument.
The edible monument. Well, sugar sculptures are really cool. I saw this picture. I didn't really know who this person was, but I did like the way he was making this sugar sculpture is just so elaborate, right? And for me, like in my life in general, like for making cakes and stuff, sugar sculpting is very cool, like a different way to elevate your pastries in general. Like for example, I would totally put this sculpture miniature size on a cake, you know what I mean? And like just elevate it in its natural look of the cake, right? For example, there is a way that you can make this sugar, especially we're talking about the science of it. There is a lot of science behind this to make sure that the temperatures come out good in the sense that you want it to be clear in some senses, or you want certain cloudiness, right? So for example, if I want to make like an ocean for my cake, like like a wave or something, there's like a lot of different temperatures that you have to pay attention to get to that point. So yeah, no, sugar sculptures are.
Well, they
know
say
about the
baking is a
temperatures.
science.
It is a science.
Cooking is an art.
You guys are professionals. I wasn't even thinking about that. Well,
That
we're all
looks like-
unlicensed professionals here. But,
That looks like glass.
yeah,
Right?
I
They
meant
do
to
the
ask
melting
you,
and the
have
pouring
you
and the
done
molding.
sugar sculptures? Have you done it?
I do them in small scales, right? But again, it takes a lot of time, and then like I need a big, huge pot for it, right? I have one that I used to use for it. Now I don't have it anymore. But yeah, no, you need a lot of equipment for it. I have made them before, and I have a few pictures that I can send to you. But yeah, they're at a smaller scale. This is huge.
As opposed to this one that looks like straight.
That was also the
granulated-
Getty.
It looks like just granulated sugar cubes, right?
I'm
opposed
pretty
to,
sure
like,
they were
this
trying
here
to
where they
copy.
Solidify it
Exactly.
into glass. So there's different forms of doing sugar sculptures
Different
and
forms of
art.
sugar sculpture, exactly.
That's like when you do a creme brulee, right?
Oh,
Exactly.
creme brulee.
Sugar on
That's
there,
actually, I
and
think
you-
I might have thought of creme brulee when
Yeah,
I
when
said,
you
okay.
heat it up.
Yes,
You
but
get
then
that
you want to make sure that it gets to the right point where you don't burn it and like
Yeah.
change the colors, and then yes,
Yeah.
that's funny. Yes.
It's not easy doing food art, guys.
It's not easy.
No, there's a lot that
There's
goes
a
into
lot of-
food art, and then you
Oh.
have this cute stuff here that's like a little melon, a little cute for the family. Myself,
That's
for our baby shower, I did a watermelon fruit bowl, which is great. I just carved out a little baby carriage, and then I got the melon baller, and I scooped out some melons, and I put it all in there.
We're
We
going
do
to
have
jump
it in
from
our-
Easter to my baby shower.
Well, babies, Easter, they all go hand in hand.
They do.
Children
We'll see
love
how-
Easter.
They love bunnies.
And like,
Okay, this is the baby shower.
baby shower.
Let me see. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, this is, wait, it's right there. Go back.
Yeah, but we got to go from the beginning. Right? First things first, I'm pretty proud of, the invite, right?
Beautiful. I love it.
Okay, but yes, the important thing was the baby carriage. I had the idea to do the baby carriage, and I think I
She's
just
very
found
proud
a
of
few
this book. She's put a
videos.
lot of work into this book here.
Yeah,
Years and years of
exactly.
into this.
So I had the idea, how about we do a baby carriage for the baby shower? But he had the technical skill that I obviously didn't have, So you can see he carved it out right there. You got the tool right there, right? Okay,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. So first he carved it out, and then like he carved these little watermelon balls and he put it back in.
Use your melon baller.
See, there you go right there. It's amazing. The baby carriage, it's got all these different little fruits. It's got I don't even remember, watermelon, grapes, blueberries. The little baby itself was a grapefruit, huge grapefruit, and I put like a pacifier in its mouth, and its eyes were two.
We'll have some close-ups for you later.
Yeah, exactly. The wheels are amazing. You did the wheels. I was kind of lost with the wheels. This is kind of simple. Actually doesn't really take a lot of artistic skill, but I just love it anyways, We just got like a huge blue bowl because no matter how much I told everybody I was having a boy, people wouldn't believe it, and they were like, what are you having? And so a huge blue bowl. I got tortilla chips all around, right? And then a little plastic baby doll, a little tiny one I just got at the dollar store. And then the dip in the middle, right underneath of the baby, is guacamole and bean dip because it looks like poop. Babies like to poop a lot.
I like these bad boys right here. The
Oh
little babies in
yeah,
the
oh,
carriages,
stop,
the
stop.
the
Little babies
deviled
in the
eggs.
baby carriages. Again, I put half of the deviled eggs are blue because no matter how many times I told everybody I'm having a boy, they didn't believe it. So.
One of her friends was like, well, you don't know that yet.
Oh yeah, you don't know that
You
yet.
don't know
Okay.
that yet.
So yeah, blue and a little baby in there. Please don't eat the baby, it's plastic, but you know. So I made baby carriages out of the deviled eggs and oh, and then there's sperm cakes. That was easy. Just make a cupcake, blue frosting, take a little white frosting pen, draw a little sperm on there.
Line.
Fetus cookies. The first time I did it, they came out amazing. This time, I don't know.
Look like something from the movie Alien.
Yeah, they're more little alien babies or whatever. Alien
They're
babies.
cute.
I'm sure that alien
Take me to
had a
your
baby
leader.
shower too. Okay, this is the greatest part of the baby shower. It's not very food related though, but at the baby shower, I insisted we play Jenga, because you know, like when you get married, the bride throws the bouquet, and whoever catches it is the next to get married, right? So you had to play Jenga, and whoever lost, you're the next to have a baby because you don't know how to pull out. So if you get nothing else from this show, the next baby shower you go to, make sure you play Jenga, right?
Or don't.
So I'm glad that you guys were able to tune in. And what I want to say is food art is your perception. Anything that you want to do, anything that you think, you can do it. There is no one way to do food art. It's your perception. Anything that you do, a little garnish here, a little happy face for the kids. You can get carrots, you could take berries, anything, little happy faces. Just brightens up your day a little bit, brightens up the meal, makes it fun to eat for you, the friends, and the family. You can use it for any event. It can be political, it can be historical, it can be, you know, to deal with your background, your history, your ethnicity.
Exactly. So, and food art is very fun. It's honestly, it's just made for your own eyes and the people that you love, right? So if you have a vision, just go ahead and do it. And it can take a lot of science, but it doesn't have to. It could be something as simple as some fruits, like we're saying, some simple garnishes that something needs, a little pop of color here, a little bit over there. So yeah, food art is cool, it's fun, and yeah, we love it.
Yeah, don't be intimidated by the Guichons and all them. Just start small and work your way up.
Exactly.
Does this mean we're done?
This
No
means
way.
we're done.
What? We didn't even talk about La Noche de los Rábanos.
La
Noche de los Rábanos.
This
The Day
is
of
the
the
most
Radishes.
important thing.
Well,
I don't
We'll have more episodes to come.
know. Maybe we should talk about it and then cut stuff out, I guess.
I mean, you can.
Okay. Okay. La Noche de los Rábanos. The Night of the Radishes. It's a very impressive time where they, they carve sculptures out of radishes in Oaxaca. It's every year, December 23rd. Some of these radish farmers, they let the radishes grow in the ground past the time to cultivate them, and they carve a huge radish sculpture. Or sometimes you get a bunch of little radishes, and you carve little tiny radish sculptures. It's so impressive. Because it's December 23rd, a lot of the themes are nativity themes and very religious themes. It's in Oaxaca.
And it started off as something small, right? And
I think it started off as small and then it blew up.
And
It
then
got
people
Yeah.
started wanting to show off their sculptures and their radishes and say, hey, I can do it better than you. And then it just became this big, like, whole event.
Yeah.
And it's just something that people have, people had more access to having a little radish and being able to carve into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
totally.
that was something cool.
And Oaxaca is very indigenous. It's indigenous. They're very traditional people.
Yes.
So I think
Exactly.
there is some culture and the spirituality also involved in that, which is beautiful.
Yes.
Yes.
And you are
Oh, I'm Sunshine McWayne. I host her the show.
Chef D. Way. I'm just here.
Chef Ocean, pastry chef, and chef.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.